All right, what up, everyone? We are live, week one, first Sunday in the books. It's your host at John Mosales, or just John Mosales, Sport Ethos Production. It's the NFL Fantasy Today show, and we're going live every Sunday like we are. Anthony, you are my prized and valued guest, our best ball aficionado. What's shaking?
Man, I'm just happy football is back. Just happy to be here. Ooh, the first Sunday of the year is always one of the best days.
Yeah. We've already had a couple games. It's a full slate. We got no bye weeks. It feels like Groundhog Day. Christian McCaffrey, was healthy. Then calf injury, gonna play. But I guess we'll just leave with that because that's. It's like a prophecy fulfilled. Did you take him anywhere?
Nope. No. I took him in 3% of my best ball drafts out of like 600. And I have no managed league shares, dynasty, redraft, keeper. I'm pretty out this year. I'm just willing to be wrong. I wasn't betting on the health, and he's already on the injury report. Hopefully he can play, and hopefully, because if he's on the field, he's going to smash. But I just wasn't willing to take that risk.
Yeah, if he can go on the field, stay in the field. Yeah, people are taking him top 7, top 6. It was, I didn't really get it. I get it if he plays, he's the best, but that's a pretty big caveat.
Right. Especially at this point in his career. Massive caveat there, like you said.
Yeah. So we've already had 2 games in the books. Let's just do a quick little review. Thursday, we had that Cowboys Philly game. We had the big lightning delay, which was just brutal if you're on the East Coast. Game started super hot, right? I think nobody punted the first half. It was just touchdown, field goal, touchdown. And then there was only 3 points in the second half. Do you think guys got tired? Do you think that storm really threw off everyone's mojo? What do you think?
So I think part of it is just that it's the beginning of the season, and as we've seen over the past few years, starters are playing less and less during the preseason. So we've had some slower starts, but I think more so with this game, because like you said, it started out on fire. There were scores, I think, on every possession in the first half, whether it was a field goal or a touchdown. I think the delay might have had something to do with it for sure. Kind of slowed things down, slowed the momentum down. Maybe the defense has got a chance to have a second adjustment session after halftime, so maybe that could have also been a benefit. But yeah, you mentioned it was a tough look for us on the East Coast. I tried so hard, but I couldn't make it through the delay. So I missed the end of the game, but I don't really think I missed much.
No, nothing really happened. Lamb had a couple big drops. AJ Brown, I think, got only his own first catch. So let's just talk fantasy implications from that game, right? Jalen Hurts looked amazing. AJ Brown and Devontae Smith barely did anything. Saquon Barkley, who everyone has as bigger regression candidate, started hot, had, I think, 18 carries for 60 yards. At least he scored. Let's on the Philly side. Is that kind of how you see the kind of the season going?
No. I think the Eagles do this sometimes where like they're run heavy and AJ Brown goes blank and Devonta Smith goes blank and then the next game it'll reverse course and AJ Brown will get like a ton of targets. He'll get like 10 targets, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. Devonta Smith will get some work. I think it's just the nature of the Eagles offense opposed to like this is going to be the trend.
Okay, but what about Saquon, right? Dallas was, I think, 30th EPA versus the run last year. Everyone thought, Saquon, big game. And, he averaged, 3 and change a carry?
To be honest, it looks like Jerry Jones was right. They just needed to stop the run. All they needed to do was get rid of Micah Parsons, bring in a Clark, and bingo, bango. The run is stopped. I'm being facetious, of course. I'm not terribly worried about Saquon Barkley. They did use Will Shipley a bit, who looked really good. Yeah. So I think that could be a factor this season, just because Saquon had, 400 touches last year. I'm sure they don't want to give him another 400. So I could see them lightening his load a little bit, but he's still going to be – I'm not really worried about Saquon. I think it's pretty promising that he got a lot of work in week 1 based off of that heavy usage last season, which is why people were fading him.
Okay. And then the Dallas side, the offense looked great. Javonte Williams, 2 1-yard touchdowns, whatever. Even Miles Sanders had a 50-yard run, then a fumble. Lamb was getting usage. Pickens looked good. Dak looked great. He only had 200 yards and no touchdowns, but it wasn't his fault. He was making all the throws.
Yeah, it was – I know CeeDee Lamb had a really good – I think he scored 20 fantasy points or 18 or something along those lines. But it was pretty disappointing. day, I think, for CeeDee Lamb if you watch the game, because man, he could have had so much more, and that really would have helped Dak as well. But overall, I'm really bullish on the Cowboys offense. It looks like they're going to have to throw the ball. They aren't afraid to. Sure, Javonte Williams had a good day. He kind of fell in the end zone for 2 touchdowns. If he didn't get those, we're not really talking about him like that. So I'm still wheels up on the entire passing offense for Dallas.
Okay. And then quickly, let's go to the Friday game, which I did a preview. I wrote that it was going to be, a run-heavy kind of defensive slog. And no, Herbert passed pretty much every time. Mahomes had to play catch-up. It was a pretty good game. What did we learn there? Xavier Worthy got hurt on the first play. Kelsey took him out. Hollywood Brown, if he's on the wire, and you have the number one, well, Worthy looks like he's going to play, but would you take your number one wire pick on Hollywood Brown?
He's definitely in consideration. We'll see how obviously today goes if somebody else pops up.
True.
Hollywood didn't. I mean, he got what, like
10 grabs,
targets? Yeah, 10 catches, I think it was. So I mean, he could be a big piece of this passing offense. I know you just said Worthy's expected to play through, I think, like a dislocated shoulder or something along those lines, I think it was. So we'll see how much they really want to use him with that injury. But I mean, Hollywood Brown could be a guy now that could see 6, 8, 10 targets through week 6, especially if Travis Kelce continues to look slow like he did yesterday. Worthy. Hollywood Brown is definitely going to be in consideration for my waiver wire article coming out.
Okay, and then obviously we don't want to overreact to week 1, but Isaiah Pacheco didn't look that great. The O-line wasn't really creating holes. Obviously you'd rather have Pacheco than Javonte Williams, but is there any correlation between the 2 games that we could make? I'm trying to think, would you rather have Ladd McConkey or AJ Brown?
I think I would rather have that's tough. I think if it's full PPR, I'd lean Ladd McConkey because I think he's going to be a target hog in that offense despite what I think transpired. I don't think Quentin Johnston's going to have those games every week. And I do like Keenan Allen, but ultimately I think that Ladd McConkey is going to assert himself as the dominant force in this offense, whereas A.J. Brown has a lot of really good competition with Devonta Smith. Dallas Goedert's good.
Johan Dotson had a big 50-yard reception.
Eagles leading receiver, Jahan Dotson.
Okay, we'll go just one more minute on this. Anything else? So buried the lead, right? Quentin Johnston, who was a bust rookie season, had a really good season last season, even had drops, and then 2 touchdowns on Friday. I picked him up in our second part of the draft that Andre was doing. Was one of my last picks. Obviously didn't start him, but he's kind of looking like a bit of a steal, like a little Rashad Bateman role, right? Where he just gets touchdowns.
Yeah. I mean, Quentin Johnston, he had 7 touchdowns last year. So he kind of started to show that this could be who he's developing into, which I think ultimately is probably disappointing for where the Chargers drafted him. But as you said, if we compare it to Rashad Bateman, it could still be a very useful position as far as NFL and for your fantasy lineups too. So Quentin Johnston is definitely on the rise. I would like to see how that offense plays out a little bit more, though. I am very, very, very encouraged by Greg Roman letting Justin Herbert, whip the ball around the park.
Okay. So last one. So Quentin Johnston or Hollywood Brown on the wire? Who are you taking?
Oh boy. Right now, I probably lean. I think I'd lean Hollywood as of right now, just because the volume is going to be there early this season if things continue like it does with Rashee Rice out. Whereas this could have been just a blip on the radar for Quentin Johnston because they do have some good pieces over there in LA as well.
Okay, so anybody watching, if you're on Twitter, jump over to YouTube, give us a like, subscribe, a comment, and we're answering questions. We got our first one from Clint's. Kyler versus the Saints. They just said he's on the injury report with an illness. We know Kyler's really not that tough, but the Saints are probably going to be terrible. Jordan Love versus the Lions. Let me go first here. Kyler versus Saints. I don't trust Kyler. I don't trust him in big games. I don't trust him in little games. week one, the crowd. I don't know, man.
I'm going Jordan Love, and it's not too much of a consideration for me. I just think that the Packers offense is better. I think that the Packers Lions could be a much higher scoring game. And I'm just for week one, I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not going to get too into the weeds for week one. Just pick the better players and the better situations for week one and go from there.
Well, better players relative, right? Because obviously Jordan Love's a better QB than Kyler, but Jordan Love's not really going to run. Kyler said he's going to run more.
Sure.
You got that turf. But the Lions, their D might be good, right? They got Aiden Hutchinson back. The secondary's improved, right? They had 32 injuries in the defense last year. But, Matthew Golden, oh, my God. He's getting so much hype. I saw a video where the guy's like, Matthew Golden didn't drop a pass in any practice, any training camp, any game. So he's getting hyped to the moon. But we also got Jaden Reed with the Jones fracture. So it's really Matthew Golden's the wide receiver one with Romeo Dobbs. Watson's still out. So that wide receiver room isn't really as deep as it kind of is normally.
Yeah, and that's a fair point too. I think that Kyler and Love they're in the same tier, they're in the same range. If I just prefer Jordan Love this week, but I'm not going to blame you if you go Kyler. That rushing ability is going to really help his floor. And I'm curious if this is a 4-point or 6-point passing touchdown league, because that actually might make a difference for me too.
True. Probably 4. Most are 4.
Most are 4.
Yahoo stuff's 4. Oh, yeah.
That's it. If it is 4, I might lean Kyler Murray, to be honest. If it's 4-point passing touchdown, I might lean Murray.
Let's stay with Love, because Kyler's sick. We don't know the amount of his sickness. He's not renowned for being tough. He could play and then sit. Right, take Jordan Love, take the sure floor.
Yeah, I like how we flip-flopped there at the end. We flip-flopped and it was actually, we're just going to go with the opposite. But I'm cool. Yeah, Jordan Love. Yeah, I think Jordan Love's a good play.
Okay, boom. All right, so hit us with more questions. Otherwise, we'll keep going to week one. So what games, we talked about this one on Thursday, but my favorite, what's your get everyone in game, right? What are your top 3 this week?
I really like the Bucks Falcons.
Ooh.
I don't know if that's a bit sneaky, but I think I think the game has a chance to be a shootout. We all know what Baker and the Bucks can do. They've done it for the past 2 years now. I know there's a slight change in the offensive coordinator, but I think they've kind of got the culture and the system pretty pat down there. Baker Mayfield to Mike Evans is just money. Emeka Egbuka I think he's just in for a great year. Bucky Irving is great. And then you can jump over to the other side on the Falcons. If you've followed anything that I've done this summer, you know that I want all of the Falcons every week, really. I really love Michael Penix. I think you can start him in deep leagues. If you're in a 14-team plus league and need a quarterback, I think Michael Penix is a viable option, as well as a great QB2 for your super flex leagues. Drake London might lead the league in targets this year, second behind Malik Neighbors, of course. There's just so much explosion all over. I didn't even mention Kyle Pitts, who's, we can say what we want. He's still an explosive athlete. We got Bijan Robinson. Darnell Mooney, we don't know if he's going to play, but if he does, I might wait a week on him just to see what the injury's like, but I like him this season too. I love that as a get everybody in game.
Okay, so let's just see where we're at. Let's just use that game. So you're starting Drake London over Mike Evans, right? No brainer?
No brainers. Yeah, Drake London and Mike Evans are most.
No, over. I'm saying if you had to make that
decision. No, I'm going Drake London over Mike Evans.
Yeah.
Is that what you said? Oh, yeah. Sorry, I was looking at the schedule if we were talking about other games. But yeah, Drake London over Mike Evans for sure.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Clint's is giving us all the goods. Okay, I'll get to yours first, but he goes, I'm headed to the Pats-Raiders game right now. It is pouring here.
Oh, that's good to know.
Because I just did Larry V, his weather report, and I'm pretty sure he was saying, let's check it out.
Yeah, Larry V with the weather report. Make sure y'all check out every week.
60% chance of light rain, barely any wind, no impact. So hope maybe it'll clear up. We'll see. But pouring is pouring. Okay, let's just stay on this for a second. So let's say Pats Raiders is pouring. Obviously, Brock Bowers, we're not gonna slide. But Jacoby Myers would probably bench. Drake May will still play. Travion Henderson will still play. But there aren't really any pass catching. Diggs would be a bench.
Yeah, I'd probably, if it's pouring there, I'd probably bench Diggs. I'd probably bench Diggs anyway if you have the options, just to see. Look, he's coming off an ACL tear. Let's see how he fits into this Patriots offense first. definitely still starting Brock Bowers. There's just no way that you're going to bench Brock Bowers. The running backs, I think, are still probably fine. Like, you're not going to bench GT if you drafted him. You probably drafted him in the first, second round. Not going to bench him. I agree. You probably start TreVeyon Henderson unless you were able to get two other really good running backs and don't need him as a flex. But yeah, that's gonna be a bit of a tougher game if it's pouring up there. Are they in New England or are they in Vegas?
Raiders is in New England, I believe.
Yeah, it's New England. Yeah, that's gonna be tough up there if it's pouring like that. So keep an eye on the weather up there.
Yeah, weather. I mean, Jesus, gets me every time. All right, so Clint gives us the weather update and another question. Breece Hall versus Steelers, kind of scary. J.K. Dobbins versus the Titans. I mean,
I hate this.
This is perfect. This may be the greatest start-sit question of all time. The Steelers have kind of been sneaky vulnerable versus the run, and we know the Jets are going to want to run it. But and then the Titans, I'd have to check up their run pass splits because I think their secondary was really good last year. But Dobbins was that great O-line and the favorable game script. Because in Breece, we know Braylon Allen's going to get snaps, and Justin Fields is like the worst at checking down. So everything that Breece gets is going to have to be in the running game. I think I'm leading Dobbins here.
No. Breece Hall checks down to the running back a good amount.
Justin Fields.
Yeah. Sorry, who did I say?
Breece Hall.
I said Breece Hall. No, I meant Justin Fields. He checks down to the running backs a decent amount. I don't have the numbers, but I was writing up some stuff, and he checks down more than a lot of quarterbacks to the running back. So that's not something that would particularly worry me.
If somebody can check that stat for us and give it to us, great, because I'm pretty sure I'm right, but I'm not that sure.
This feels like a great mid-season form start-sit question, right? Like, you've got the better player in Breece Hall going up against a really difficult matchup. And then you've got J.K. Dobbins, who is good, but there's the rookie behind him. And if this is this is a gross question to have week one. I probably lean Breece Hall. Just start. I don't know if we consider him a stud at this point, but in this situation, I just think you just kind of start your studs. I think he's a better player than Dobbins at this point.
Sure, but do you know what Dobbins was ranked last year in week one?
I think he was the RB1, right? Is that what you're getting at?
No, but well played. You know the game. He was like RB4. And then week two, I think he was RB5. So it's like, that was with not as good an O-line. I think I would start Dobbins because I just don't know what that Jets offense is going to look like. And it's not a great first start versus Pittsburgh. And we know Denver's going to run the ball, right? Titans, Cam Ward, rookie QBs. He's not going to be having big drives. Great defense. It's just such a great situation. I would start Dobbins.
See, if anything, I feel like we know the Jets are going to run the ball. We don't know that the Broncos are going to run the ball. In my opinion, Bo Nix is good. I mean, with Justin Fields, you know that team's going to run the football. They're not going to throw the ball. They're probably going to run the ball more than they throw the ball, if I had to guess.
Yeah, for sure. But it's tough. It's super close. I get start your studs. You drafted Hall earlier, but I just think Dobbins, you're probably only getting 5-6 games out of him. This is a great situation. He's healthy. RJ Harvey's probably, I don't even know if he's the RB2. I don't know. This is the greatest start-sit question of all time.
So you're going Dobbins. I'm going Breece Hall.
Okay, I'd go Dobbins. So we'll see. We'll try and remember this and see who won.
Yeah, we got to come up with some fun little bets on the ones we really disagree on here.
Well, that one's not a big disagreement. I think we're both pretty close.
Yeah. Okay, it looks like we've got another question from Santiago. What's up, guys? I feel like it's going to drive me crazy all year. J-Mo or Travis Hunter and flex PPR. I'll just, since I'm talking, I'll just keep rambling. I'm going to go J-Mo week one. They just paid him. I love that offense. They say that Travis Hunter is going to be featured at wide receiver this week. I just give me J-Mo. Again, the vibes, he just got paid. It's an electric offense. They know what they're doing. The connection's been there. I'm going J-Mo over Travis Hunter week one.
Oh my God, we're going to fight all year, aren't we? I mean, I get it. I love Jameson Williams.
I'm shocked you're going Travis Hunter here if you do.
Well, it's just because Green Bay secondary is not very good. We know, Detroit, their O-line's taking a bit of a downgrade, but that's probably going to be a really good game. Jameson's probably going to have 80 yards and a touchdown. But who is Jacksonville playing?
The Panthers, right?
The worst defense in the history of the NFL.
I mean,
I just, that's we know he's a superstar talent. We know he's getting the usage, right? I'm sure they don't have much of a running game. Carolina's going to be able to score. That game could be 38-35, 38-35. I just, if you're ever going to start Travis Hunter, this is the week you're going to start him. But I get it. I don't like starting rookies week one. We saw Marvin Harrison flame out last year. It seems like these guys get overhyped and then kind of fizzle in week one. So I wouldn't blame you for starting Jameson Williams. I think he's amazing. But I would start Travis Hunter. I think if it's Carolina, if your team is playing against Carolina, you just start that player.
Yeah, I mean, Carolina is a great matchup. I just think I'm going to go. Again, right now, JMO's, I can keep saying this all week one, right? JMO's just the better player. I think that Packers-Lions is going to score more points.
What? The Carolina-Jacksonville? You got the worst defense in NFL history and a terrible defense. These are both offensive teams.
We don't really know if the Panthers' offense is like that good. They weren't very good last year. I'll tell you that. And the Jaguars struggled last year offensively outside of Brian Thomas Jr. So like that could be one of these ugly slot fest week ones where it's like, 13-10 just because nobody's particularly competent, especially like I said before with teams playing less during the preseason. Like give me JMO on a better team, a better offense. In what I think should be a game.
It's a tough one, man. Yeah,
I know you're a big history box guy, but this one surprises me.
It's the matchup, but one of my favorite things. I'd rather if you start JMO and regret it, that's a good sign for the future team next week, right? If Travis Hunter blows up and you use on your bench, at least you get to start the rest of the season. But they're not going to play Carolina again. I just think if your team's playing Carolina, you play them. All right, they didn't invest in the defense. It's not going to be any better. All right, Joe Budafuco. Should I start Travis Hunter or Deebo Samuel? You also have Brian Thomas. Who?
I'm going to go Travis Hunter here just to jump off the bat. I'm not a big Deebo guy this season, so give me Travis Hunter.
Well, it's okay. So, but yeah, I mean, you get Hunter and Brian Thomas. I mean, I'd say that's probably like 2.5 touchdowns versus Carolina. Deebo playing the Giants. I mean, is that a good matchup for Deebo?
No, the Giants defense I think is going to be pretty good. And they signed Paulson and Deebo in the offseason to be their cornerback one, which is a major upgrade from Deonte Banks. I know Terry McLaurin is going to play, but he didn't practice this whole offseason. So I think they're going to try to go to Deebo a lot, I think, but I just don't. The Giants defense is just so good. Or it's on paper, it should be really good. So even though you have Brian Thomas Jr., give me Travis Hunter. And like you said, it's a terrible defense. So what happened to start your guys against the Panthers?
No, yeah, I'm starting Hunter, obviously.
Oh, I thought you were. I'm sorry. I thought you were arguing to start Deebo, or you're just kind of bringing up some counterpoints here.
Yeah. We just want to space here. Yeah. Okay, so this is great, guys. Keep up with the questions, right? If you're on Twitter, come to YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. Tell them you like Anthony's hair but hate his takes. It all works.
Hey, that's fair. As long as you don't hate the hair and like the takes, I'm okay.
All right, Mike 32, half PPR. Start Tracy, Ramondre, or Olave. Oh my God, Anthony, I don't even know how to lean here.
I am going to go with Olave, even though the Saints' offense is a giant. It's mystery box, right?
No, I don't even think it's a mystery box.
Your favorite thing? Hey, we never know. Spencer Rattler. You were a big Spencer Rattler guy, you said on a podcast, I think. So maybe he's good. He beat out Tyler Shuck. Chris Olave is the best football player here. Again, I'm going to say this all week one, right? He's the best football player here. I think we got a discount on Olave this draft season, because of the potential shaky quarterback play and, the concussion history. So I'm going to go ahead and go with Olave in this situation, although it'd be close with Tracy as well, with Tyron Tracy. I wouldn't blame you for going that way either.
Yeah, I guess even me, I've done it too. Collectively, we've all kind of pushed Olave into this like corner where it's like, oh, your team sucks, concussion history, you're just too toxic. But if he was, let's say he didn't have the concussions and he was on, a team with a QB, he'd be what, a top 30 pick?
Olave? Yeah.
Yeah, right. So
Yeah, he would
now
be.
the question is, we know he's got the talent, but is he talented enough to be kind of QB proof? Right? He's probably not that talented, but doesn't have a lot of options. Right? Doesn't have a lot of people threatening for targets. The Arizona defense, like not a great secondary. So also they should be behind game script. It's also at home. It's a pretty nice spot for Olave. I probably should have moved him up or targeted him more, but he burned me last year. But let's just okay. So Tracy, right? Washington, great run defense. We know he's the RB1. Russ likes to check down. Maybe they can make an upset. I don't know. Like where do you see Tracy's line being? Like where would you have him RB wise? Like Dobbins or Tracy?
Tracy over
Really?
Dobbins this week. Yeah, yes, sir. They both have rookies behind them. I think RJ Harvey's going to play more. Scapo was hurt for a lot of camp. I know he got some work in, but he definitely missed some time as well. So I think it's just going to be a little bit slower than maybe they anticipated to work him in. Whereas Harvey was drafted in the second round, they've listed him as the running back 4 or 5. I don't really care. He's not behind Estime and McLaughlin. So I think that Tracy is, if we're going Tracy or Dobbins, I know it's not quite the question, but Tracy is the guarantee for more volume. And I don't think the Giants offense is going to be as bad as people think. I'm not saying it's going to be like a good offense, but I don't think it's going to be as bad as people think it is.
Okay. So let's just say how much would we like Olave? Olave, J-Mo, Travis Hunter.
I would go J-Mo first for sure.
Okay.
And then, I mean, it'd be a toss-up between Travis Hunter and Chris Olave. I might lean Travis Hunter for the mystery box, and because it's going to be at least competent quarterback play to good. Like Trevor Lawrence is good, whereas we really truly don't know. The mystery box for me with a quarterback probably isn't worth it when you know what you're getting with Trevor Lawrence and an offense that could be explosive.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably about right. But yeah, Olave, man, he's infuriating, really, because he's just.
I know it's so unfortunate.
I had him as a must-draft player last year. He was in my top 5 half the draft. Came out of the gate swinging with that Saints offense. I thought it was a genius. All right, Mike. That was a lot of work for your question. All right, Cortland Sutton going to be lit this year. Josh Dodds. Okay.
I agree. Cortland Sutton is going to be a top 20 wide receiver on the year. Although I think I had him in like the top 25, but we could bump that up a little bit.
I don't know, man. I bet him a lot last year. I watched a lot of Denver. I think Marvin Mims, I think, is going to make a big leap, but he's more in that Jameson Williams role. It's going to be, crazy quality, not the quantity. The guy that drafted Pat Bryant. They got Evan Ingram, your guy, who had like 115 targets 2 seasons ago. Plus, they want to run the ball. They like to throw to the running backs. I don't know if Cortland Sutton's going to get the usage. And I don't think he's got the talent.
See, I think as far as the passing game goes, I think it's going to be concentrated between Sutton and Ingram, and then they're going to use the rest of the pieces in roles. I mean, Marvin Mims, he certainly played better last year, and I think the reports have been pretty good out of camp, but
really good.
He ran 169 total routes last year. 2 receivers had more targets than he ran routes, and that was Jamar Chase and my guy Malik Neighbors, both eclipsed over 170 targets last year. So, and then they've got Troy Franklin, the second-year player, who I think could be good, especially since he played with Bo Nix at Oregon, and they had a pretty good connection over there. But he's not like a volume type receiver. I think he's going to kind of have a role as like a deep guy, get him the ball in space. And then Pat Bryant's a rookie, third-round rookie, who they say looks good, but I just think it might take him. I don't know whether they're going to squeeze him into the offense with all this other talent, but ultimately I think it's going to be Sutton and Ingram with them kind of putting in the other pieces where it fits and when the time comes.
I just think top 20 is high. Would you rather have Sutton, Ibuka, or Matthew Golden?
Golden is definitely third on my list there.
Wow.
Ibuka and Sutton is pretty close. I'll go with Sutton for now. But that could change halfway through the year because I think Ibuka is going to be great.
Okay. All right. We got to go in here. All right. Clint, he's back. How about Chris Olave versus the Cardinals? Thank you. Khalil Shakir versus the Ravens. Shakir is healthy. He's going to play. This Ravens thing's so tough for me because like they were I think the best defense in the year by the end of the season. You can't run against them, right? So Josh Allen will, but maybe James Cook gets limited. So maybe game plan they throw more. But that secondary is also really good. But Buffalo at home is still going to put up 25-30. So Shakir's probably the best option. Or do you just take Olave? He's got a better talent. He's better in every respect except for the QB, which is pretty important.
Oh, yeah. Shakir is probably a safer option to get you a floor.
5 catches, 50 yards.
But it just feels so ugly to say I want to start Khalil Shakir over Chris Olave, right? Like that feels bad. But when you look at the totality of the situation, it's like maybe. I think I probably I lean Chris Olave because Shaquille is coming off a high ankle sprain. It's been only 4 weeks. They usually take, I think, closer to 6 to fully heal. And although the Bills don't have like a stud pass catcher, I think that they're pretty deep at the pass catching spot that I think they could just really spread it around and not try to highlight one guy this year. So I'll lean Olave, but this one's pretty close.
Yeah, I just think I do like Rattler, and I just think Saints at home. I'm not really scared of the Cardinals defense. It's and who knows how many games you get out of Olave before he gets a concussion and has to retire. All right, so Josh Dot says
we've got some electric questions here, week 1, which is surprising.
Josh Dot says so. Bill Crosby or Dylan Sampson? So this is great. Bill Crosby, the Washington rookie, was 7th round pick, was the darling of kind of the summer. People were taking him in like the 5th round. It got crazy, and then he's on the depth chart. I think he's at RB4 behind Eckler, Chris Rodriguez, and maybe somebody else.
I can't even think of. There is another guy. I just can't think of his name at the moment.
But we see these depth charts are fluid. That doesn't really mean that much. Dylan Sampson, they said he's going to be a change of pace behind Jerome Ford. And they just signed Quinshon Judkins, but I don't think he's going to play. I don't think, but it's some weird 2-week exemption to be on the 53. But I think this is pretty easy, right? Giants defense is going to be pretty solid. Cleveland's playing Cincy, right? We just saw the Cincy run game get destroyed in the preseason. Dylan Sampson all day, right? It might be 6 carries for 70 yards.
Yeah, I'm going to lean Dylan Sampson here, although, I mean, Bill Crosby hype is unreal, and I'm a little bit in on it, right? I know he's a 7th round running back, but that's because he didn't play last year. I think he got screwed over by some eligibility stuff, and he was really good in 2024 or 2023, whatever the year before last was. My math isn't mathing today, but yeah, I mean, I like Dylan Sampson this week. People seem to think that Jerome Ford is going to be the guy, at least until Quinshon Judkins now gets, up to speed and can play and whatever. But I just don't see it. I mean, I don't think the Browns would have drafted 2 running backs in the first 4 rounds in a deep running back class, almost cut Ford, make him take a pay cut to stay on the team, just to say, you know what, you're going to be the guy. I just don't see that.
Yeah, he reminds me of Singletary last year in the Giants. He's like a placeholder, or on the Bengals. Zach Moss. I can never remember his name. So
yeah, Zach Moss was 2nd round. Yeah, absolutely. I kind of feel that. Yeah, I think that's actually great. I think that's a great way to put it. So yeah, give me Sampson today, but for the season, I'd rather have Bill Crosby. But for today, I'll go with Sampson.
All right, I've already mentioned this, but Andre's telling me to tell you again. Go over to the YouTube channel to ask your questions and drop them in there. It's just a lot easier and better, right? If you're on Twitter, you can't post questions. Jump over to YouTube. It's on the Twitter page, super easy.
You're not going to get all of our content on X or Twitter, I guess. YouTube is the way to make sure that you have access to view all of our videos.
Perfect. Couldn't have said it better myself. The last thing with Crosby, what team, in the preseason where Bill Crosby looked great, do you know what team he was playing against?
Who?
Cincinnati, who Dylan Sampson's playing this week.
I should have guessed. I was thinking the Panthers because we were talking about them earlier as the worst team. But yeah, I'm starting to learn the game a little bit here, John.
Okay, Ryan G. Oh, God, not another impossible one. Ibuka, Travion Henderson, or Tet in my flex. So
Rookie City.
Got Carolina playing Jacksonville. We got New England playing Vegas, maybe rain. We got Tampa, Atlanta. That's 3 really good matchups. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm leaning Henderson for some reason.
Not with all that rain up there that we were
You
just
want a
talking
running
about.
back rain?
I'm gonna go with Egbuka
Okay.
here.
3 rookies. Good job.
Yeah, I'd start Egbuka over them. We still don't really know what Bryce Young is. I've talked. I think Egbuka is going to be great. It's going to be a high scoring game. This might get everybody in game. Give me Egbuka in this situation.
Well, Carolina, Jacksonville's might get everyone in game.
Is it really?
Jacksonville D's terrible too. Yeah, Ted's going to be the wide receiver 1. Bryce looked so good last season. This is super tough. I don't think you can go wrong either way. I don't want to see PPR, half PPR. And also, it's in your flex. I mean, I don't know. So, Raiders defense for TreVeyon Henderson, it's what, mediocre? It's probably about 15th, right? Atlanta's defense, if that.
I was going to say, I don't think they're very good.
Oh, yeah. Well, they seem to always be like competent, right? Jacksonville's probably got the worst defense. Ibuka's got Baker, though. Ibuka, go with Baker and his 40 touchdowns last season, especially if you're like me, you think Mike Evans is taking a step back. It's just, you have to start a rookie. Okay, let's do Ibuka. It's a fun team.
A full PPR, I might think about Tet because he's certainly going to be the volume play there, especially since the Coker's on the IR. They traded Thielen. Xavier Legette is just right.
But Ibuka's going to be the slot, right? He's going to be getting all of that,
all that Chris Godwin work.
Yeah, like last season, people think Mike Evans is 1,000-yard. I watch every Tampa game because I bet Baker rush yards. Mike Evans didn't do anything first half of the season. Every time, I think he had over 80 yards one time before he got hurt. It was all Godwin. Every play, it was just Godwin. So if you want to get the mesh with Baker, you go for a slot guy, and that's going to be Ibuka. So yeah.
Godwin last year before he got hurt, and then we can move on unless we want to give our final take. So I'm taking Ibuka. But my little stat here is we all know Chris Godwin was the wide receiver 2 before he got hurt. He was like within like a fraction or 2 of being the wide receiver 1 of Jamar Chase, who had a phenomenal year. Like that's really how good that position and the Bucs offense with a good player could be. And that's probably why I'm so high on Ibuka.
Everyone seems to be high in Ibuka. It's not a hot take, but almost should be high. Maybe should we be even higher? All right, Kyle Steverdonio, my man, what up? You're down bad thanks to Worthy Pickens. That does suck.
So bad.
Should I double flex Josh Allen with Shakir Coleman, or should I use Jacoby Myers? 35% chance to win. Hail Mary. This is at least you got the strategy right. It makes sense that Ravens, if it's going to be a high-score game, even though both are great defenses, they're not going to be running the ball with James Cook. I'd be shocked. I think Ravens allowed the least rushing yards than any team. Nobody ran on them. Even the secondary's good. Shakir Coleman probably getting most of the work. Maybe some of the tight end. Maybe Josh Palmer. I think you got to go Hail Mary and hope that Allen throws a touchdown to Shakir and Coleman or 2 to one of them.
I lean with both of the Bills as well. I think it was Kent's talking about it pouring over there in New England for that game, and now I can't get that out of my head.
Yeah, I know.
I lean with both Bills. If you don't want to start both Bills, I would start Shakir and Myers. I would start Shakir over Coleman. If you want to diversify, but in this situation, I might just start both of them. I think.
But he wants a Hail Mary. He wants a Hail Mary, right? I think Shakir only had maybe 2 touchdowns last year. Not a lot of red zone targets. Coleman is like that X receiver, and he could break 2 big ones. But yeah, I would check the weather. If it stops raining, clears up. Jacoby Myers is the wide receiver 1. The Pats I want to see is Christian Gonzalez. He's their star corner. He's been hurt. If he's playing or not, because Jacoby Myers is really good, but he demanded a trade. I don't think he's that happy. But huge upgrade in QB. You know what? There's only been a couple games. 35% chance to win. I would be starting Jacoby Myers, and I would decide between Shakir and Coleman, assuming the rain stops. Because Jacoby Myers is actually really good. He's better than both Shakir and Coleman. So
Myers is a good football player. No slight on him. And I guess thinking that you're down big, maybe I'd go Coleman over Shakir for that. I think Coleman has a higher ceiling. I missed the part where you're down pretty bad.
Yeah, but 35% chance. These numbers are crazy. You still have Josh
Yeah,
Allen.
that's
You
true.
got Josh Allen Sunday night, right? So,
Right.
but it's tough because you got to make the decision with Jacoby at 1, right? So,
Yeah.
okay, Clint's is back. Oh my God, my man. All right, yeah, you read this one first for me.
Yeah, Kins, how many leagues are you in? How many questions we got here? JSN versus the Niners or DJ Moore versus the Vikings? I'm going to go with the wide receiver 1, JSN versus the Niners. The Bears are going to be super interesting this year. I think they're going to end up being a really good team. I think Roma Dunes end up taking over as the 1, but sometimes we see how it takes a little bit to kind of mesh when there's a new offense in town. So I'm going to go JSN over the Niners, though I guess they probably do have a new offense in town as well, but less competition over there for targets for me. John, what say you, Jason or DJ Moore?
I mean, I'm JSN all day. I like the question though because I think the
It's a
Vikings
good question.
secondary is trash. I think that defense is held together by just Brian Flores and like spit. They're going to blitz, so there is. Well, there's a real contest that Chicago with that new O line, but I do trust Johnson. I like DJ Moore a lot, but I mean, I'm only mentioning JSN for like Drake London and Nico Collins. So,
Wide receiver 3 on the week for John. You heard it here first.
almost. So that's great. I like your wide receiver room. That's something I would have done. But I mean, so Niners, I think that could be a fairly high scoring game. Although I like the Seattle defense. I am worried maybe the book on Darnold is out, that you blitz him. So maybe the Niners going to blitz, and then he won't have time, and he has 180 yards and 2 picks. But, the Vikings are going to blitz Caleb Williams too. So, I trust Ben Johnson, Clint Kubiak. Seattle's going to want to run the ball a lot more. So it is pretty close, but I think you got to go Jason.
Yep, hard agree.
Hey, Kyle Silver asked a couple days ago. He's wondering if you changed your tune. I guess he was on the Thursday pod. That feels like 4 years ago. All right, Nino Pena. What's up, fellas? Dak and Pacheco dropped duds for me. Yes, Dak screwed me as well. So I need to shoot for huge upside. I love that everyone's figured out the game. Yeah, shoot the moon. All right. Sorry. Upside.
Yeah, no, I like the context as well. I think it helps quite a bit.
Yeah. Pick 2, full PPR. Okay. Diggs out. ATN out. Okay. Harvey down. Boom. Done.
Well, that was quick. Although honestly, like that's probably just the answer. I think I don't love Josh Downs, but again, if it's really going to be pouring up there in Buffalo, we know Diggs is coming up in Buffalo, in New England. That they're pretty close. It's all up there in the Northeast, right? Somewhere up there. It's raining over there, up there.
Okay, but no, let's be real. So I think Diggs is out, but ATN, Carolina,
bad run defense. They gave up the most rushing yards last year, I think, or at least through the first couple of weeks, they gave up like the most rushing yards.
It was bad.
Woo, baby.
So can we isolate one? There's not one must pick, I think, right? ATN Harvey Downs. I love Downs a lot. Indy's playing Miami, but terrible secondary. I actually like Danny Dimes a bit. I would have Downs as a must start, full PPR.
Yeah, especially with the upside. I mean, he could be in a full PPR. He could be a target monster. Especially with Daniel Jones. I mean, he'll probably gonna, like I went through 6 years of it. He's gonna check the ball down. I'm sure. We're gonna want to probably play it safe after really trying to fight for his career at this point. So, yeah, I think Josh Downs is like the one here. And then the other 3, I think we have a deeper conversation about the other 3.
Well, Diggs is out off ACL, boat parties. He's washed. He's 32. I mean, you'd be scared to see who I would start Diggs over, or I would start Diggs. Marvin Mims, I would start over Diggs. Okay, so ATN Harvey.
Marvin Mims over Diggs. Wow.
Yeah, Diggs is done. ATN is bad O-line, but a terrible defense. We got Liam Bowen. But Tank Bigsby's kind of riding down his throat. We also got the rookie Tootin, but ATN is probably the RB1 to start. Harvey will not be the RB1 to start. I think we got to do ATN because he's going to get the usage against a terrible defense.
If you need high upside, I want the mystery box in RJ Harvey.
Travis Etienne was terrible last year, so I get it. But Harvey might only have 4 carries, right? Like we don't know. Etienne's going to have probably 10, probably 50 touches.
Yeah, look, if Harvey has 4 touches, I mean, look, this guy's he's needs some huge upside anyway. So like, it's if Harvey does, he does. I think he's got a higher ceiling than ETN does, just because I think they're going to end up mixing in all 3. Whereas, yes, I know I said before, Harvey is buried on the depth chart, quote unquote. There ain't no way he's buried like that.
Okay, I agree with that. But I would ATN just as Carolina. It might be the only game I start ATN all year.
Hey, got to start it when you can, right?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, Clint. Oh my God. I hope you are subscribing.
All these questions for 3 leagues, by the way.
Josh
Just 3
Downs
leagues.
versus the. Did he say 3 leagugues?
Yeah. I asked while you were away, and he put it in the comments a couple down.
All right. Josh Downs versus Dolphins versus Giants. I mean, I don't know if we really want to trust Debo. I think the Giants, like that front line's going to be great. Maybe they run him a bit because the running back room is kind of convoluted. Like Eckler's receiving back, so maybe he gets like 6 carries, 6 targets, and puts together a nice game. But I mean, I'm big Josh Downs guy. I'm a big Indy offense guy this year. I'm starting Josh Downs.
Yeah, the answer here is Josh Downs. The Dolphins, their secondary, I think, is just completely depleted, and we haven't even gotten to week 1 yet. So, give me Josh Downs here pretty comfortably over Debo.
All right, guys, this is great. Keep up with the questions. If you're on Twitter, come over to YouTube so we can see your questions. Give us a like. Give us a subscribe. Makes it better. We're 46 minutes in, and we're going to keep going for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Happy to get all these questions in.
Chris Bird, should I start Chig or Mikey G at tight end? I lost Waller. Okay. Who's Mikey G?
Waller. I think you might be blessed to lose Waller here. I'd start Mike Gesicki.
Oh, right. Obviously, Gesicki. Okay.
Mike Gesicki with Cincy. Ooh. I probably go Chig. I think there is more room
versus Denver.
There's more room for targets in that offense. A rookie quarterback is probably going to lean on the safety valve, which is normally the tight end.
Cam Ward's not a normal rookie, though.
The Bengals did just trade for Noah Fant, who isn't really spectacular, but neither is Mike Gesicki, right? I just think that there's more opportunity for Chig. Even if he goes 4 for 50, right? Like Mike Gesicki might go 1 for 10. So I think Chig has a better chance to go 4 for 50 than Mike Gesicki does today.
Yeah, it's close. Chig finished the year well. He had a really good summer. They were really talking him up, but Cam Ward is, we haven't seen him yet. We know he's going to want to air it out, but Denver might have the best defense in the league. I like Tennessee this year, but I'm not. Week 1, we've seen rookie QBs do not show up. So I'd be avoiding Tennessee this week. Like I would start Pollard if I could. Gesicki actually gets a lot of red zone targets. We know Burrow's going to throw. Cleveland defense, who knows? I like Gesicki. I would probably start Gesicki over Chig, but it's close. Every other week I start Chig, but I don't want anything part to do with the Denver buzzsaw.
If you want a consensus, I'll hop over to Mike Gesicki. John did make a pretty good point. I'd still start Chig, but for consensus here, I think Gesicki's a fine play too.
Yeah, we can't be disagreeing every pick. But a lot of these are close, and nobody really knows, right? It's week 1, right? We can give you the best advice we can. We can probably, maybe use a tidbit you didn't know about, and then you make the decision. There's probably instances where we both recommend a guy, and then the guy starts the other guy.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think the disagreement is good because it's not. I know it doesn't kind of give the listener, or the person asking the question, the commenter, an answer per se, which is maybe what they're looking for. But when we disagree, I feel like we talk through it a bit more, and maybe it kind of helps the commenter learn something. It's like, oh, actually, like that point a little bit better, so I'm going to go ahead and start this person instead. So the disagreement's always good for the discourse as well.
All right, Nino Pena says Purdy or Trevor Lawrence today. Anthony obviously knows which way I'm going, but let's let him go first.
I'll probably go with Trevor Lawrence as well.
Huzzah!
I probably will. The ceiling is higher this week. And I mean, I think both are going to put up good games. So give me the guy with the higher ceiling if I think they're both going to have a safe floor. And that would be Lawrence against the Panthers.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, right. It's weird because Purdy's pretty much a top 10 QB. Jennings is healthy. We got Ricky Pearsall. We got George Kittle. But I think that Seattle defense is pretty sneaky. I really like your secondary. CMC, maybe if they're not going to run him as much, but you're also going to get those cheap completions, maybe a touchdown. Purdy's probably looking, what, 230 plus a touchdown. But he's also a good runner. But this Trevor Lawrence ceiling, I mean, with the rookie and with Brian Thomas Jr., I think Lawrence is going 280, 2-3 touchdowns. He might even run one. I just, if you're playing against Carolina, you just play all your guys. Just give me the entire Jacksonville starting lineup, and I will just start them because they're going to put up 30, 35 points. Liam Cohen,
We are legitimately in agreement here. It's T-Law in this situation.
Love me some Purdy, though. Probably starting Purdy every other game this season.
Oh, yeah, Purdy's good.
Goes off.
But right, yeah.
Oh,
this is
the weather. I slowed down as I got closer. Okay. This cleans up our backlog of questions. We got a lot of people watching, so if you got some questions, hit us. Start sit. We got 2 hours till game time. 40 minutes to the IR reports out. All right, Swilmo. Hey guys, Ingram or Chubb, half PPR. What do you got?
This is pretty easy. I'm going to go with Evan Ingram. I'm not buying into the Chubb resurgence 1 year removed from his knee exploding. I'm just not going to do that. Evan Ingram I think he's going to have 100 plus targets. I talked about him quite a bit earlier in the show, but in case you weren't listening, I think that the Denver offense is going to run through Cortland Sutton and Evan Ingram, filling in the ancillary pieces, obviously the passing game, of course. So I like Evan Ingram a lot. I low-key like Woody Marks better than Nick Chubb over there in Houston anyway, so this one's easy for me.
Yeah, so make sure if you're watching, right, if you don't get your question in, you can jump over to Discord. I'll be on it before the game. Give us a start sit. You can trade anything you want. You can also just jump into Twitter. Tag me at John Mosales. Tag Anthony at AQFresh. Right, we'll be on it. We'll be blurbing the games. We'll throw some pregame blurbs up, and because this is week 1, it's the toughest week, probably toughest week in the season. Even though also maybe the easiest because you just usually go by who you draft. But we don't really know depth charts fully. We don't know usage. And guys are going to get hurt because it's football. So on that one, yeah, Ingram over Chubb. Chubb I'm not starting in almost any situation.
I think just to talk about Chubb for a second, I think if he scores a touchdown or has a decent fantasy day, I think you just try to trade him. I think you use the opportunity, just sell for what you can get because it's not. I can't imagine Nick Chubb being a thing is going to last all season.
Yeah, the O-line's terrible, but, Joe Mixon's going to be back whenever. Woody Marks might be good. Dameon Pierce kind of had a good summer, so, he could make some noise.
The Texans gave up a lot to get Woody Marks. I think they gave up a third round. I think they gave up like a couple mid-round picks to move up to take Woody Marks in the top of the 4th round. So they clearly think highly of him. He's a pass-catching back. So, yeah, like I said, if Nick Chubb shows any signs of life and you can get something for Nick Chubb, after this week, I definitely do it.
Just do a scan and injury report. So we'll go a few more minutes here, see if we get any more questions. Let's talk about some of the big movers and shakers in the preseason. Like your guy, Jackson Dart. What would you do with him? Like super flex, he's down on the wire. But what would you trade? Would you trade for him if you could? When do you think he's going to start? And do you think his preseason is like a surprise, kind of like, who's the Steelers QB that was really good in the preseason 2 years ago?
Was it Mason Rudolph? I know it's
no,
but I don't know who you're talking about.
Oh, the other guy, the white guy that drafted. Anyway,
Kenny Pickett?
Yeah, Kenny Pickett, right? Had a great preseason that was shit, right? Jackson Dart had one of the best preseasons of all time. So where are you at as a Giants fan?
I'm really encouraged as a Giants fan, but as a Giants fan, I've also learned that you need to take that with the whole salt shaker sometimes, right? Because things don't always go the right way. But I'm definitely encouraged. there's been reports already that they've got some packages for Jackson Dart today that they might break out and use. I mean, they're already, even if they don't, just the fact that the report is out there means that somebody in the building is thinking, like, how do we get this guy on the field sooner rather than later, despite signing Russell Wilson and saying he's our quarterback one, like, really for the whole season. So I'm really excited. I'm really encouraged. If I'm in a super flex league, I'm trying to trade for him now. I think I'd probably, right now, I'd overpay a little bit. And that's not saying I'm giving up like a stud for Jackson Dart, but like I overpay a little bit for him based off of the potential. Because if he ends up being really good, then like you got to steal in a super flex league, right? If it ends up being nothing, then I mean, an overpay isn't a whole heck of a lot for Jackson Dart. But no, I'm super encouraged by it. And hopefully he works out long term. But this season, I would say, because I think you asked when I could foresee him starting. I think if things go awry early, I think he'll start by like week 4 or 5.
Ooh, week 4 or 5. Okay. And then
if the Giants are hovering around 500 ball, I don't know that they're going to be in a rush to get Jackson Dart in there because they're also coaching for their jobs, I think, to an extent.
And then quickly, we got a couple more questions. Neighbors with Russ is probably going to be good. Dart looked like he can actually throw the ball a little more, so maybe the expectations are a little higher. But I know you love Neighbors more than anyone. I think lead the league in targets. But if Dart starts 12 games, Neighbors, can he, like, top 10 is probably his ceiling?
I mean, regardless, whether it's Russ or whether it's Dart, wide receiver 1 is in Malik Neighbors' range of outcomes, like the wide receiver 1.
Okay.
Is in his range of outcomes. I mean, the dude is electric. My hot take, which I don't think is terribly hot, he's going to get 200 targets this year, right? Like, the second target behind him is Wandale, Darius Slayton, or Theo Johnson. Now,
Wandale had like 140 targets last year.
Yeah, well, they need to not give Wandale 140 targets this year because he had less than 700 yards on 140 targets. That's like 2 yards a target, right? Is that how that math?
I don't know. I'm not going to do math.
No. I'm way off on that. We're gonna stick. We're gonna shy away from the math because I'm way off on that one. I already know it.
Okay, so Clint says, who are your top defense special teams for the week? I think consensus best defenses probably we got Denver. You probably got Pittsburgh, Philly, Baltimore, right? Buffalo, but Buffalo, they're out because they're playing each other. Denver's probably. Is there somebody you start over Denver
this week? Just popping through the schedule, probably not. Denver's probably the strongest play on defense for this week. I do think that obviously draft season's over, but check your waiver wire. If the Patriots defense is there, I think that could be a sneaky good pickup based off of their schedule. I should have it in front of me, right? But I don't. But the only game in like the first 10 that I'm worried about is Buffalo. And they sometimes play Buffalo like pretty good because they're in the division. So that could even be an ugly game. I think New England has a great schedule that you can kind of just rock with them and set it, forget it, as long as their defense improves. And they made a ton of big additions to that defense. So I'm expecting it to improve. So low key, if the Patriots defense is on your waiver wire and you have a burner spot, or you're not really sure, like you don't love your defense this week, New England gets the Raiders. And we saw Kent said the rain has definitely slowed down closer to the stadium, which is good for Jacoby Myers. I would really look at picking up the Patriots.
Okay. Well, so we got Pittsburgh playing the Jets, right? Those are two probably pretty good defenses with maybe sketchy offenses. Who would you rather start? What? You talking about me?
I'd say play both of those defenses, the Pittsburgh and the Jets defense.
Okay, but who would you play? Pittsburgh over the Jets, right? We got the Aaron Rodgers revenge game, but we got Justin Fields who can't really throw. It's kind of a black and white.
I'd probably play the Steelers defense over the Jets defense. I think that's how I would lean.
Okay. Then with Seattle, I said is a really good defense, but you don't really want to play them against the Niners, right? Is there a situation where maybe the situation's better than the defense? Like I'm thinking, like we got Saints, Arizona. You'd never start Arizona, right? Just because they're playing the Saints, who might have the worst offense in the league.
I have such a hard time playing bad defenses against bad offenses. I have such a hard time doing it because, sure, it's like, oh, that offense sucks. Like, this defense is going to feast. But no one thinks about the other side. Like, oh, this defense sucks. Like, maybe this offense is actually going to be pretty good today, right? Like, nobody thinks I don't think people think about it from the other side. So I tend to shy away unless I'm just like scrounging for a defense. Then, yeah, like, of course, I'll, pick up one that has a good matchup. But if I can help it, I try not to play bad defenses even against bad offenses.
Okay. The one I forgot, Houston. Houston actually was my pick to have one of the best defenses. Oh my God, this guy keeps spamming me.
Yeah, I like I'm with you. I like the Texans as a really good defense this year too, especially seeing the division. I mean, I who do they play week 1? It might not be like the greatest week 1 matchup in the world, right? As they play the Rams, so it's not the greatest week 1 matchup ever.
Right.
But you got to think
actually might be. Stafford's kind of banged up.
True. Yeah. I mean, I guess it could be, but like you think over the course of a season. Look who they get to play twice a year. They get to play the Colts twice a year. They get to play the Jaguars twice a year, who should be better on offense, but still. And then they get to play the Titans twice a year, who, Cam Ward is the number 1 pick, is to be a good quarterback. Still, a rookie quarterback with not a ton of explosion on offense. So that's 6 games right there, maybe 5, because I'm sure they maybe play one of them week 18. That's 5 games right there that are, are really good matchups for them.
And then any NFC North, like you're not starting Detroit, Green Bay. Those offenses are too good. Giants, you wouldn't start over Washington. Jay Daniels is too good.
I might start the Giants defense if I would start the Giants defense over the Cardinals defense.
Okay. That's enough about defense. We're at an hour here. We're gonna go a couple more minutes and let you guys lock us up with questions. Right. Make sure you get the draft guide. We're doing rankings every week. Anthony's doing the waiver wire, probably the most important article there is. We got injury reports. I'm doing primetime game previews, although my bets have not been great so far. I will rebound. I'll be betting Nico Collins today, no matter what, Nico. So that's all I got right now. But all right, Ezekiel Riaz says flex 1. Golden, Craven Henderson, Tyrone Tracy. That's a version of the question we had before. I think Golden over Ibuka. What are you doing, Anthony?
I might take the mystery box and Matthew Golden here. I think I might because Jaden, we talked about earlier, the Packers receiving core is actually not quite as deep as we think, kind of because of some injuries and whatnot. You said that Golden's been lighting it up in camp. I think I might lean Golden here for the high upside mystery box.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty close. I mean, Tracy, is going to get the work. It's just tough because I don't like rookies week 1 if you can avoid it. But I mean, Golden, who's he competing for with targets, right? Dobbs, who's more of a kind of a gadgety guy, and with Dontavian Wicks. So
we shouldn't forget about Tucker Kraft too, a tight end, but still, he's going to get. He might lead the team in targets, right?
And also Detroit run D is usually pretty good. So if they swallow up Jacobs, maybe he loves throwing a little bit more than normal. I love Golden. I didn't get him anywhere. He just went before anywhere I could. But I'd have Golden pretty high.
For me, it's between Golden and Tracy here. I like Henderson. I'm gonna wait to see how that backfield kind of turns out between him and Stevenson. But I lean Golden for just the upside.
Okay. So we're just going to go a couple more minutes here. So get your questions in if you can. All right, Swilbo. I'm pretty sure you know what I'm doing here. But Tyler Warren, Rob Odunze, or Jerry Jeudy, PPR. What are you doing?
I was going to quickly agree with you on O'Dunes because I just know that's who you're going to go with, right? But then...
Jeudy versus Cincy.
That's what, right? But I know we saw Jeudy play really well with Flacco the year before, but we also then saw Flacco suck last year. So I think I would give me O'Dunes. I think no. Give me Jeudy. The clear one. a bad defense. I'll go with Judy this week.
Yeah, I mean it's close. I mean that Cincy defense might be worse than Carolina. Certainly be close. Especially Cleveland's not nearly as good. Cincy has been bad to start the season, but if they said Joe Burrow the best summer of his life, so right, Cincy could easily go up 21-3 at half. Now Flacco's got to throw. We know he can put up fantasy points. I think Judy's could easily have 8 catches, 90 yards, and a touchdown. Rome is my number one top guy. So I love Rome all season, but I might play Judy matchup. So highest upside the 3. Highest upside is going to be Judy this week on Tuesday for the rest of the season. Okay, so we're going to wrap up just in 10 seconds. First, we got Shaheed versus Charbonnet.
Give me Shaheed. Because Ken Walker's playing. Ken Walker is usually dominates touches when he's playing, so I'll go with Shaheed here.
Okay, and last, Tristan Fields, Tua, or Flacco. So we got Flacco versus Cincy, Fields versus Pittsburgh. I always forget who Miami's playing.
Tua versus the Colts. Ooh, baby. I would go with.
I think you got to take Fields. Only rusher on the board there.
I think I'd go with Tua.
Okay.
I don't think the Colts defense is very good, and we know that he can have some really explosive games. So Fields or Tua, I think there. Although all 3 of these are actually kind of decent options this week.
Yeah, I'd probably go with Fields. Give me the running floor. But, yeah, it's tough. Okay. All right, guys. It's been a great show. We went over an hour. We got tons of people watching. Sorry if we somehow missed your question. But make sure to always come over to YouTube, right? Subscribe, comment. Hit up on our Discord. The link is in the chat here. If you didn't get a question in, I will be answering questions on the Discord or Twitter for the next little bit. Anthony, thanks a lot. I know you got to go. I got to go. We all got stuff to do. It's Sunday morning. Any last words of wisdom? Anything?
Good luck to everybody not playing me, and just happy football is back.
Football is back. All right. Thanks, everyone. Till next time. Till next week. Till next Thursday. Till next Sunday.